like change for the better that really, really benefits your life. Like, you need to remind yourself it's not over until it's over. Meaning, it's not over until you manifest exactly what you said you wanted. So it's not over until unfinished symphony in your life that maybe you've put down in the past because it wasn't working out. Example, but like that's my point. It's like it's really easy if you're not ready, especially if you're rejection sensitive, which I know many of us are. If we're highly sensitive people, especially, it's easy to go, oh, like it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm not good for everyone. But like frankly, you're also not supposed to be for everyone. I'm not for everyone, and I know that now. I didn't used to. I'm not for everyone. I'm not the reader for everyone. I am the reader for you. Brand deal. Like maybe you're gonna go on a branded trip somewhere. I'm also hearing that if that is you, please don't hesitate to ask for a +1. Love with the space that you're in. And some of you also might be making like traveling is going to be more important in your life in the future. So having a safe haven to come back to is going to be more important to you, I'm hearing. But psychologytaylor.com, as well as my masterclass.
Long time no chat. Well, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, or Woods. You can call me Sarah, you can call me Woods. Look how cute that is. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Anyways, so I don't really have a plan for this video. I'm just kind of filming my September/fall TBR, or just like books that I want to read. But the timeline of finishing them by the end of September feels a little bit too prestigious for the big lengthy pile of books to my right, and there's still more books under this little ghost guy. I'll give you a hint. You've probably read them before, especially if you're a big fantasy fan. And the hint is just a little peek. That's it. That's the hint. You already know what it is. I know you do. Anyways, so let's get into it, I guess. One of these books I finished a week ago, and that's Fourth Wing. I've read Fourth Wing. So this is my September TBR. So this one isn't on my TBR anymore because I have finished it, but Fourth Wing. I finished Fourth Wing a week or two ago. My local library very randomly had it for availability, and I snatched it so fast. I had actually never had any interest in reading Fourth Wing in my life, but I was just like at the library and I didn't know what else to read, so I grabbed it and I read it within a week, which is extraordinarily fast for me. I'm not a fast reader, and I picked it up and I loved it so much that I bought myself a copy, and then I also bought myself a copy of Iron Flame. And I want to preface this by saying I know the Empyrean, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the Empyrean series is controversial because a lot of readers read it and they think the writing is cliche, and they think that it's just not well written. And while all of that is valid, I am not that great of a reader because I am starting out again at 22. For me, this was a really good book. This series is really good. Like, yes, the writing is a little bit cliche, but anyways, so the Fourth Wing is a romantasy. It's fantasy, romance, definitely adult romance, and it's about this main character. Her name is Violet. She's 21, and she goes to this college where you learn how to ride dragons, essentially, and I can't really say much else without spoiling the book, but it's really good. It has everything that you'd want in a fantasy book. It has romance, fantasy, magic, adventure, violence. I don't know, I just really liked it, and that's all I can say. I gave it a 4.5 4.5 out of 5 stars. Like, I do think the writing could be a bit better, but at the same time, I loved it and I wouldn't change a thing about it, and that's just me. So this I have already read, but this is the first book, or I guess not the first book on my TBR. So it's not really a to be read. It's more like this is what I'm currently reading. So the second book, also a current read, is Iron Flame, which is the second book in the series. So it's the second book to Fourth Wing. It follows the same main character, Violet, at this college where you learn to ride dragons. And again, it has everything you want in a fantasy book. It has fantasy, adventure, violence, sex. Like, it has everything that you would ever really want in a book. But again, if you're big into reading, whoever you are, I would, like, I don't know. The thing is if you look up the reviews for this series on, like, Goodreads or whatever, there's a lot of really bad reviews. Like, there's a lot of really bad reviews. But I myself am loving it, / loved it, and I am this far into Iron Flame, which I'm on page 207, and I love it, and there's so many twists and turns. The miscommunication trope is insane in this book, but again, I really liked it, or I'm liking it so far. I haven't finished it. The next book on my TBR, this one I actually haven't started yet, so this one is truly a to be read, but it's Priory of the Orange Tree. Big ass book, well loved. The spine is broken on this. I caught it from my local library. I saw it and I grabbed it before I could even really think about it. High fantasy, romance, and I believe it's sapphic as well. I don't actually fully know what this book is about, but I just know whenever I look up like sapphic books with smut in it, this has come up. I kind of want to go into this book blind, so I'll put the description up here. I kind of want to go into this book blind. Like, it's on so many people who read queer fantasy have recommended this to me, especially sapphic fantasy, and I haven't been brave enough to start it because it is a pretty big book for me. Like, I thought Iron Flame was big. It's 800, a little over if you count the index. So yeah, that is my other TBR. I'm not good at these videos. I'm sorry, you guys. But we're getting there. For those of you who don't know, I love The Walking Dead. I am absolutely obsessed with The Walking Dead and with The Last of Us. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is an actor on The Walking Dead. He plays Negan, and his wife in real life played his wife on the show. Very beautiful, very beautiful. I love The Walking Dead. I love it so much. I want to get parts of the show tattooed onto my body. And I'm also a witch. I also dabble in Celtic Druidry and Celtic paganism. So I love reading little witchcraft books. And I came across this at my library, and it's Hilary Burton Morgan, which is Jeffrey Dean Morgan's wife. And it's called Grimoire Girl. And it's basically, I believe, her story getting into like the occult and creating an inheritance or a legacy for her children, for her and Jeffrey's kids. And I was actually talking to my friend about this book the other day, and she said it's a little bit new agey, which doesn't surprise me. Most modern witchcraft books are. And I think like the most important thing for me in my practice when I learn about witchcraft and paganism and people's practices, at least for me personally, I like to give to where the cultures and the practices derived from. So for me, like, a lot of new agey stuff doesn't do that. A lot of new agey stuff doesn't recognize what brought it into existence, which is religions and cultures that have existed for hundreds of thousands of years. So I don't know how this book will go, but again, I love The Walking Dead. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and it's his wife, and it was like a no-brainer. I picked it up really fast. So yeah, I don't really know, like, I don't know how it'll go, but maybe I'll love it. Maybe it will be an awesome book. Maybe I won't like it. Either way, gotta give it a try. So that's the next book on my TBR. The next book on my TBR, I believe, is YA. I'm not too sure. I actually haven't heard of it outside of my library. But last time I went to the library, I didn't get it, and I was thinking about it, and so I went back and I got it, and it's called Lore of the Wilds, and it follows a main character. Her name is Lore. She's a human, and I think it's like a third wheel romantasy, because it's her, the human, and two fae, and I think that's kind of the vibe. I think she's also trying to like secretly pretend to be friends with them so she can get something about like wanting magic for herself, or I don't really know. In a land ruled by ruthless fae, 21-year-old Lore Alamiu's village is trapped in a forested prison. Lore knows that any escape attempt is futile. Her scars are a testament to her past failures. But then her village is threatened. Lore makes a desperate deal with the Fae Lord. She convinces him that she will risk her life for wealth, but really what she's after is the one thing that Fae covet above all, the magic of her own. As Laura navigates the hostile world outside, she's forced to rely on two Fae males to survive. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she's not just in danger of losing her life, but also her heart to the very creatures she can never trust. And just like the cover of the book is beautiful. Like we have a Luna moth, the moon, phases, we have shrooms. Like just a beautiful cover of a book. The iridescent title, like. So that's the other book that's on my TBR. Okay, so this whole series isn't on my TBR, but it's a series that I have read when I was little and I never fully finished, and I just really want to. Like, I think it's the perfect fall series, and if you're a fan of fantasy, you will not disagree with that. But yeah, I read these books when I was little, but the movies were my favorite thing. I grew up on these movies, and when people tell me they haven't seen this series, it actually shocks me to my core. I'm like, what were you doing when you were a kid? What were you doing for fun? But yeah, like I hold this series near and dear to my heart, and millions of other people on this planet do as well, and you probably already know what it is. It's Harry Potter. God, these are so pretty. Like, look at these. Oh, they are just so beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, I kind of miss the original copies that I used to own when I was a kid, but these covers are just gorgeous. Like, I cannot wait for when I have my future apartment to have these on my bookshelf. These are so beautiful. Like, are you kidding me? Holy cow. I really love the colors on the Half-Blood prints. Like, that's the color scheme on all of these are just perfect. The Deathly Hallows, like the purple, just so beautiful. And then you have a beautiful little box that they come in. So obviously I'm going to start off with the Philosopher's Stone. Do you guys remember in the Chamber of Secrets, or the Philosopher's Stone, I mean, in the movie, how they originally had Voldemort on the back of that professor's head? I forget the professor's name. Anyways, this is a very like prestigious big TBR. I'm probably not going to read all of these by the end of September. God forbid. I'm not probably going to even read the first Harry Potter book, because I do really want to get through that first list of books that I showed you guys. But I really want to start Harry Potter. I think it would be sick. And I'm probably just gonna stick to Iron Flame for today. I'm gonna maybe I'll start Priory of the Orange Tree today. I don't like reading more than one book at once though, and that's kind of where this challenge gets hard for me, because this is way too many books to limit to September for me to only read one at a time. Like, I do think I am gonna have to dual read it for this list to even be possible. So I might start Priory of the Orange Tree, but I don't know, like, I don't like reading more than one book at once, so I really will probably just stick to Iron Flame, and that's okay. And I admire the covers of the Harry Potter books, and that's that. So I hope there's other cool, groovy, fun stuff in this video, and it's not just me in this bedroom. So it's me again. Same day, different time. As you can tell, it's quite dark in my bedroom. And I just thought we'd do a little bit of a vlog. In a while where I've really just sat down and talked on my channel. I really love my outfit right now. I'm wearing the same shorts as earlier, but with my Last of Us hoodie. It's just kind of funny from this angle because it's just Ellie, but like her face is morphed. I don't know. My back is so tight. That was like I've been trying to crack it all day, and I just got one little crack out of it. For those of you who don't know me, I am a psychic medium and a psychic tarot reader, and a lot of my premonitions happen in my dreams. I knew my brother was gonna pass because I was shown in a dream. Another little story. Last November, it was November 8th, 2023, I was on a cruise with my family, and I went to bed that night, and I dreamt that I was back here laying in this bed in this room in my dream, and I was like curled up on my bed. I was nauseous. I was not feeling good. I was sick in the dream, and in the dream there was a knock at my bedroom door, and I was like, come in, whoever you are. And this ethereal being walked into my room. I don't know if she was an angel or a goddess or a deity or something. I actually should probably research it. And she had like long brown hair, and she had horns coming out of her head, but I felt safe with her. Like, it did not feel like a demonic energy. It felt like a very safe and comforting and nurturing and like feminine energy. Like, if any of you work with Freya, that like same motherly energy that Freya has, or Aphrodite, like that just like immense comforting motherly energy. And she had like a halo around her head, like an aura, and she kind of like floated into my room, and behind her there was like a bright orange light, and I couldn't see behind her. I could just see her, and she like levitated into my room, and she said, your dad died in a fire. And I remember waking up on the cruise, and I grabbed my journal, and it was the middle of the night, and I wrote this all down, and I have it. I have my journal. I wrote it all down in a journal right there. And 2 months, January 9th, I get a text that my dad passed away in a fire. Crazy premonition dreams. I also had a premonition dream about my great-grandma passing, although I don't really know if I'd consider that a premonition dream because she was 99. Like, even just very basic dreams happen where, oh, this person that I've never met before, I meet in a dream, and then boom, I meet them a week later. Like, a lot of my psychic workings, or a lot of my psychic downloads happen in dreams. Like, I just love dreams. I love lucid dreams. I love dream work. Like, I collect dream dictionaries and dream interpretation books. Like, these are not the only dream books that I have, but these are the main two that I keep by my bed. This is one of my passions. I don't talk about it a lot though, because it's like such an intimate thing for me. Like, dreaming is intimate. Like, I've had so many crazy dreams. I should do a video, like a whole video on this topic. When my brother first passed away, he came and told me all about the other side. Again, I've talked about this more in depth, and like you can go watch that video. But anyways, and I've been getting a lot of psychic dreams lately because I'm transitioning, and I'm like in this weird transitional period of my life where people are walking out of my life and things are coming in, and I'm like getting ready for that next period, that next chapter of growth in my life. And so a lot of that spiritual growth like is shown through our dreams, whether psychologically or spiritually. And last night I had one of those crazy dreams that I was just like, what the fuck is this about? And bats, so many bats in my dream last night. Lots of bats. I love dream dictionaries. If anyone has dream dictionaries that they want to sell, hit me up. Anyways, I had a plan. I was gonna sit down and talk about dreams and stuff, but now I'm like, I don't really know. I have a cup of tea. Why am I not drinking? My tea is probably cold now. Yeah. Life has been crazy. Life has been crazy. 2024 has been crazy. Crazy. How was your 2024? I'd love to chat about it. I keep getting this collective message from Spirit, from the universe, so maybe you'll resonate with this on some level, but 2024 is like a lot of chaotic shit is happening for you and I, because it's like things are wrapping up, so 2025 can be the year of like when things finally start happening. And I know you're listening to that and you're like okay, that's what they say every year, like the people who set New Year's resolutions, like what's the point in that, right? But there's like this rapid change and growth that's coming in for you and I, and it's like the chaos of 2024 happened so we could be presented with our final lessons and our final growth that we have to go through to open up new opportunities. What I learned this year, it's not about setting resolutions or goals, it's about setting intentions of self-care. Like, just my intention every day when I wake up is showing up for myself in the ways that I can, and that's gonna look different every day, but as long as I'm trying my best. My lesson this year is it's all about accommodating yourself and showing up for yourself in the ways that you can, and sometimes that's gonna be really fucking hard. Like, sometimes that's gonna be doing the scary thing, which is setting boundaries and letting people walk out of your life. Sometimes that's gonna be walking out from a friendship, from a connection, like, and it's gonna be hard, but these things happen for a reason. Like, I'm a firm believer of everything happens for a reason, and obviously, like, it's hard to apply that to bad things like death and grief, but if you don't believe in everything happening for a reason, you can believe that there's something to take away from everything that happens within your life, something that can teach you, that can help you to grow. I don't even know what I'm saying. I have a lot on my mind. I just feel like I can't, like, I'm not articulating my thoughts well. God, this year has been fucking crazy. I'm just like thinking, if January 1st me could sit across from current me in my bedroom right now, and if I was like, this happened, oh, and this happened, and this is what life is like now, and this, like, I think she would just genuinely shit herself. That was weird. Sorry, I'm non-binary. I've noticed when I refer to my past self, I refer to my past self with she, her pronouns. I don't know why I do that. Anyways, because January 1st me was also non-binary, so that's kind of funny. But before I go, I'm going to pull a tarot card for you, or an oracle card for you and I, something that I need to hear, that you also need to hear. I was gonna pull from this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. Magical Spirit by Alexis Raccoon. Beautiful deck. And then this deck by Kyle Gray was calling my name. One of my friends, Sonia, gave me this deck. Keepers of the Light. It's a deck full of deities, gods, goddesses. So let's pull a card from this deck first. Spirit, do you have a message for me in the collective? I'm going to mispronounce this probably, and I apologize. But this is Lady Nada. And the card says, awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Roses might be a spirit sign for you. Okay. Lady Nada is said to be another incarnation of Mary Magdalene, but even if she is, the energies are slightly different. Lady Nada is a mighty spiritual priestess of love who once existed in the land of Atlantis. She is the light force that helps us to awaken our hearts to the divine love we deserve. The light keeper whose essence allows the light within our heart to expand, revealing a true, real, naked, and vulnerable aspect of our soul. She brings an opportunity to experience divine love, whether through a relationship, adventure, or experience. And then the message. I feel like you need to hear this. The cave of your heart is opening wide for you to experience divine love. You have an opportunity to overcome past pain, heartbreak, and letdowns. This is a wonderful time to cherish and love yourself, and then allow yourself to be cherished and loved by others. If you feel love revealing itself clearly in your heart, have courage and move into a state of trust. You are reminded that when true love is present, when divine love is present, there are no obstacles to overcome. It will be there, clear, pure, and real for you to experience. Your relationships are being brought into harmony on all levels of your life. Give and receive divine love with yourself and all of those around you. Sorry, my candle is dancing. Thank you, Lady Nada. That was a beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you, Spirit. Here's a message for you. Spirit, do you have a message for the collective and I? Right away. Do you have a message for the collective and I? Any other messages for the collective and I? You're right. One card is good. This is your card. It's the spirit of the tree. If you're in need of a lesson, there's wisdom in the trees. And the angel number is 12. Okay, here's your affirmation. I am tuning into stillness, peace, and ancient wisdom. Right now, right off the bat, before I even read this card, I'm hearing Spirit say, like, okay, there's this meditation. I used to live in Banff, Alberta, Banff National Park. It's the Rocky Mountains in Canada, very famous. And I lived there in 2022. And I would, after work, weed is legal here, by the way. I would smoke a joint, and I would go sit outside, and I would close my eyes, and I would picture the roots of the trees energetically coming and like connecting to me, and then the top of the tree connecting in through my crown chakra. I know it sounds silly. And then I would just picture myself connecting to the trees, and there's these 3 trees out front of my like balcony area, like in the front yard of the staff housing. And I would just picture them, and I would try and connect with these trees, and I would talk to them. And I probably sound crazy, but I'm hearing like, do that. That's what the girl in the card is doing. She's connecting to the trees. So even if you just sit outside and picture your energy connecting with the tree, you don't have to like try to have a conversation with the tree. But that seems like something that could possibly bring you a benefit right now. You as in the collective, if you resonate, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it resonates, it's for you. If it doesn't, then it's not for you, and that's okay. If you've pulled this card, you're being guided to deeply connect and vibrate with the energy of nature at this time. It has much to teach you, especially the spirit of the trees. If you can be still, present, and quiet, and listen, only then will you understand all that it has to show you. An intelligence that has existed for millions of years. The power of deep breaths, ancient knowledge, and pure presence. The wisdom of the tree invites you to view abundance and existence in a whole new way, very different from the human way. It can teach you that you too can bear fruit and flowers gently and gracefully. You don't need to push or force things so hard. The capitalism mindset is not for everybody. Sorry, I just felt called to say that. Where was I? Our best work and flow come from a state of ease and contentment, not stress and hurry. This card can also be an omen that you're cultivating inner peace and wisdom. Your soul has been seeking deep rest and a break from society, balance, work, rest, and play. Listen to that. It's okay to take a break from it all. A priestess of nature must also have time and spiritual solitude to connect with the forces unseen. As a vessel of spirit, this is where she draws her power from. There's a clean and steady stream that flows right beside you. Will you take a drink from these life-giving waters? They hold ancient secrets and can purify you. Nature can help cleanse your soul after too much focus on city life or egoic desires. Trees have been here since the dawn of the earth, whereas humanity has only just arrived and seeks to conquer. We must remember our place alongside the trees. They are wise and ancient. They are intelligent in ways that are far beyond us, different from us. They are vital in sustaining life, and we could not go on without them, but life would go on without us. Manifestation enhancer, or like the journal prompt or like the do this thing. Sit or lie beside a tree spirit. Okay, this is what I was saying at the beginning. Sit or lie beside a tree spirit. Meditate beneath it and graciously ask for vision or insight. Be patient. Thank it for the beauty and the precious oxygen it provides. Communicate with it. Touch it, feel it, like just hug the tree. Hug the tree. Feel and embody its energy. If you can, have a picnic outdoors, taking a book, journal, or drawing pad. Bring that energy back with you into your life and bear fruit effortlessly. That was beautiful. I highly recommend this deck. Best. It's probably my favorite Oracle deck. The whole deck. It's just so beautiful. Anyways, thanks for joining me on this little journey. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I just feel really called to say, like, be gentle with yourself. I know I'm not the only one who's experienced a lot of turmoil in 2024, but it's there for a reason, and there's lessons that are vital for you and I to be learning and going through right now. Like, this 2024 is unfortunately and fortunately the year of growth, and that means hard things. So be gentle with yourself. Sorry, this is channeled. I don't typically do collective messages, especially through YouTube, but I feel like you need to hear this. Excuse me. Throat chakra is blocked. Start setting boundaries. Stop people pleasing. You are not a bad person for standing up for yourself, and letting people walk on you makes you're actually hurting yourself more by letting people walk on you. Like, I know you feel like a bad person when you're standing up for yourself, but you're not a bad person. Self-love will come when you start setting boundaries and stop letting people walk all over you, is what I'm hearing. Anyways, goodness me, Spirit is chatty tonight. I hope you guys are having a good time. Be gentle with yourself. Good things are coming. I keep hearing the quote, good things come to those who wait. As corny as it is, it applies to this message. Anyways, I don't know why Spirit is having me do a collective message, but if you want a more in-depth reading, I sell them. The link is in my bio. I sell all kinds of readings, so if you are worried about not being able to afford it, there's cheap ones, and if even the ones on my website are still above your price range, just comment below or message me. I'm sure we can figure something out. Look at the flame. Spirit is here. Thank you for hanging out with me. My right ear is ringing. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side.